we are gonna make some gumbo. Let's hit that dinner bell and get everybody to the table. What's happening, everybody? It's Brother Luck coming at you live from Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm the owner of 4 by Brother Luck and Lucky Dumpling. You know, you might have caught me on Top Chef or some of the other fun Food Network shows. Today, I'm getting ready to share something special with you all. This is my grandmother's recipe. This is my MawMaw Peggy's gumbo. And today we're gonna be working through it. This is something I learned how to make when I was extremely young, and I think it's special to be able to share it with everybody. So I hope you cook along, I hope you got your ingredients ready, and we are gonna make some gumbo. All right, so the first part that we're gonna start with is the roux. The roux is the most important part. So we have some butter and we have some flour. This is equal parts. These two ingredients are gonna get cooked together until we have a really nice dark roux. Now, if you've never made roux, you wanna cook it low and slow, right? Because it has a tendency to burn if it gets too hot. If you're a professional like me, you can turn it up, crank it, let it happen. We're gonna get it done in about 20 minutes. But we wanna get that roux nice and dark. This is the key part of making this gumbo, is really letting that roux. One of the tricks that I actually like to do is I do my own Cajun blend. So this is a spice mixture. You can buy your own Cajun seasoning. I'm not gonna give you the recipe for this one, but you can actually make your own Cajun blend or buy one. This is gonna get worked into the roux. So I'm actually gonna cook that into it. Once I start to get that dark color, let the fragrant aromas start to caramelize and come alive. After that, once we have this roux, we're gonna take some onion, we're gonna take some bell pepper, we're gonna take some celery. Now that's the holy trinity, right? But you're missing the Pope. My good friend Isaac says you always got the Pope, the garlic. So that's the fourth part of it. But we're in quarantine right now, and I know I'm not supposed to use yellow onions, but guess what? All I got is red, and we're not going to the store, so we're gonna use red onions today. Once we add all those vegetables into the roux, we're gonna let those caramelize. Those are gonna cook down, and we're really gonna break down the onions until they start to get translucent, add that garlic, and then we're gonna deglaze with my favorite ingredient, beer. Once the beer cooks down, that's extremely important, right? You gotta get that raw alcohol flavor out of there. You wanna cook it down, so we're gonna reduce that lightly into that roux, and then we're gonna add some really fragrant chicken stock. Now, this is one of the most important parts that my grandmother taught me. In order to get a good chicken stock, what we do in our family is we actually boil an entire chicken in cold water and a little bit of crab oil. So if you don't have crab oil, it's okay, you don't have to. It's not necessary, you could do it with just some celery, carrot, onion. But for our family, we like to cook everything in crab oil. From potatoes to crab to chicken, it don't matter. It all gets cooked in crab oil. But we boil the chicken for about 45 minutes until the chicken falls off the bone and we can shred it. We then strain that out, and this is what we end up with, is a really fragrant chicken stock. This is gonna be the second most important part of your gumbo besides the roux. When you're adding the chicken stock to the roux, you've gotta pour it really slow, and you gotta constantly stir, because it's gonna lump up if you do it too fast. So we wanna do it nice and slow while we're constantly stirring. Once we get all that liquid worked in there, we're gonna add some tomatoes. Now this is one of those debates, to tomato or to not tomato. Say that 5 times fast. I like to add tomatoes. These are diced cooked tomatoes. Our family does it, don't have to, but you know, there's no such thing as the perfect gumbo recipe. This is special to every family, and every family has their own way of making it. Once we add the stock, the tomatoes, the roux, all that's cooking down with the vegetables, we're gonna add in our andouille sausage, we're gonna add in some shrimp, and then we're gonna take that shredded chicken from the actual bird that boiled earlier to make that stock. That's gonna be the base of our gumbo as far as protein wise, so a lot of flavor there. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't care for when it comes to gumbo is okra, right? Okra, it has a tendency to be slimy. So what my grandmother taught me is actually to take some seasoned flour and fry the okra first. So, you know, the okra is actually tossed in the flour. We fry it first until it's golden brown, and then we put it into the gumbo and let it simmer. So that has a tendency to make it less slimy. No gumbo is complete without having to cook some rice. So we've got some water, we've got some rice. We're gonna cook that, we're gonna steam it. That's gonna take, 20 minutes, but I think it's one of the required ingredients when you're serving gumbo. Serve it on top of rice and a good piece of crunchy bread. When we get ready to finish this, we're gonna finish it with a pinch of filet. Now filet is a seasoning, it's a powder, it's something that we finish the gumbo with, right? It's not cooked into it. I like to finish it right as it goes out. So this will be a pinch right on top, and then we're gonna hit it with some scallions, because I think green onion is mandatory. That's a flavor profile that you wanna eat raw with that filet, and you mix in with that rice, and you get that spicy gumbo. As far as seasonings, you gotta remember, we're using that secret Cajun spice, right? I'm not giving that away. But we're also gonna add some bay leaf in there, and then you need some salt and you need some pepper, right? These are important. These are the freshly toasted pepper. You know, we toast the peppercorns, we grind them, and then we use them. So it's really important to do that first. And then, you know, a good kosher salt. Always simple, always easy. Now all the gumbo has to do is simmer for a little bit, let that okra kind of get in there, and we're ready to go. It's time to eat. Let's hit that dinner bell and get everybody to the table. This is Brother Luck, and I'm coming at you from Colorado Springs, but I'm sharing with you some of my down-home recipes from Louisiana. And I look forward to hearing all your stories. You know, share with me on Instagram and let me know how it came out. I want to hear all about it. My MawMaw will be so proud, and I hope you get to enjoy this with your family.